you tonight. We say thank you because we love you. We say thank you because you care. We say thank you because you're faithful. We say thank you because you're always there. We say thank you because you're loving. We say thank you because you're kind. We say thank you because you're faithful. We say thank you because you're on time. We say thank you because you're patient. We say thank you because you're sovereign. We say thank you because you're omnipotent. We say thank you because you're omnipresent. We say thank you because you're omniscient. We say thank you because you're the all-seeing. We say thank you because you're the all-knowing. We say thank you because you're the all-present. We say thank you because you're healed. We say thank you because you're delivered. We say thank you because you're set free. We say thank you because you open blinded eyes. We say thank you because you unstop deaf ears. You make it the lame to walk. And you make it the mute to talk. And you wake us up every morning. And you start us on our way. Oh God, we thank you tonight. We thank you for your faithfulness. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your love. If it had not been for the Lord who was on our side, our soul would have found its rest in hell. But we thank you tonight because you saved us. We thank you tonight because you kept us. We thank you tonight because you preserved us. We thank you tonight because you restored us. You're the giver of life and the restorer of life. When we lost our lives, you restored our lives. When we lost our minds, you restored our minds. When we lost our finances, you restored our finances. We thank you for the God of restoration. We thank you, oh Lord, for the God of the increase, for the God of the abundance, for the God of the overflow. You're the God of the overflow. We thank you for being the God of the overflow. We thank you for being the God of more than enough. We thank you for being the God that'll break a levee. We thank you for being the God that'll break a dam. We thank you for being the God of no limits and no boundaries. We thank you for being the God of exceeding. We think he can't we thank you for being the God of the overflow, the God of more than enough, the God of access, the God of the exceedingly, the God of the abundantly. You're the God of more than enough. You're the God of the above all. You're the God of the above all. We thank you for being the God of the above all, the supernatural God, the unmovable mover. We thank you for being sovereign and faithful. We bless you tonight. Because your loving kindness is better than life. Our lips will praise you tonight. We magnify you. We bless you. We bless you tonight because you're a faithful God. So wonderful, so mighty, so matchless, so true, so sovereign, so righteous, so real, so awesome, so successful. You're so successful at being God. You never fail. You're so successful at being God. We don't compete with you. You're successful at it in your own right. If I'm not shy, we bless your name tonight. Come on, clap those hands and give the Lord great praise. Oh, my gosh. We thank you. We thank you so much. Let's honor the Lord for this wonderful pastor, Pastor Serena Smith tonight. Hallelujah be unto God and to Deacon Smith and his absence. We honor the Lord for him tonight. Hallelujah. You may be seated. My wife is here. My mother is here. All of you God's people are here. I'm so grateful for all of you. Amen. Elder, you could have kept on praying. Dr. Loria, you could have kept on praying. Hallelujah. There's nothing like prayer. And listen, teaching will never do what prayer won't do.
That's right.
Preaching will never do what prayer won't do. Amen. Let me tell you something. Prophesying won't do what prayer won't do. Hallelujah. You got more access in prayer than you do in any other dynamic. Hallelujah. Hebrews chapter 11. Let's honor the Lord tonight. Hallelujah. We honor Him. I thank you, Dr. Loria, for celebrating the Lord. Just because I said we honor Him. So many times people wait for a reason to honor Him. You know, honor the Lord for what? But the fact that we're here, alive and above ground, and looking semi-presentable tonight, that's reason enough to honor the name of the Lord. Amen.
That's right.
Hebrews chapter 11 tonight. We're going to continue with our series on faith. Has anybody been being blessed by this teaching?
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Listen, because I'm too old to just be in church, just to be in church. Hallelujah. And I'm too old and too tired to just be getting revelation for people ain't hungry for it.
That's right.
Hallelujah. But see, I heard it said like this. A real preacher operates like a nursing mother. It's been said that when a nursing mother has a baby that cries, her milk begins to flow at the sound of the baby crying.
Wow.
And a real preacher operates like that. When you get in a house that's hungry for the revelation, a real preacher will begin to flow because there's an appetite for the word.
Wow.
And I've just been in this too long to be feeding people that ain't hungry.
That's right.
Hallelujah. Because what you don't want, somebody else is desperate for.
That's right.
Hallelujah. My pastor said revelation is to be protected because everybody don't get it.
That's right.
Everybody don't get it. So it's to be protected. We're continuing our series on faith. I'm so glad that the Lord has been producing and showing Himself mighty and showing Himself strong here in this series. And He's been demonstrating, hallelujah, faith in action and what it does and what it can produce. I told the church last week, it was 2 weeks ago, that the Lord released that He was releasing increase for the people of God. Better houses, better jobs, better cars, better favor, better money. And it was not 7 days from that release that somebody contacted me and let me know that they got a promotion on their job that entitled them to a $19,000 increase.
Wow.
Hallelujah. Listen, y'all don't have to say amen. But anytime God want to give me $20,000 extra dollars, that's fine by me. Anytime God want to use you to give me $20,000 extra dollars, that's fine by me too. You hear me, Lord? Hallelujah. Write the check. Hallelujah. Now faith, verse 1, is the assurance and the confirmation, the title deed of the things that we hope for, being the proof of the things we do not see, and the conviction of their reality. Faith perceiving as real fact what is not revealed to the senses. I know we're going to move past this verse. This was our inaugural verse, but I just want to make sure that we have the foundation covered, that faith is when you are birthing something that is not revealed to your senses. To have a real faith assignment in God is not to deal with anything that you can see, taste, touch, hear, or smell. But it has got to be something that your senses really, in all actuality, counteract. It is to touch something every day and believe something beyond what you touch. It is to handle and interact with something every single day and still believe God to do exceedingly and abundantly above what you have to handle and interact with on a daily basis. That is the trick of the enemy we're going to get into tonight, but it's the trick of the enemy to make you think that what you see now is what will always be.
Jesus.
But the Lord told us last week in the teaching, He said, son, if I created it, I can move it.
Wow.
I think I got 2 people that just received that. One of you back there in the back. God said, if I created it, He may shut up my eye. I can move it. What does that mean? He said, you have to understand here in verse 3, He said that by faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that what we see was not made out of things which are visible. That says that everything that we're standing in, everything that we're looking at, everything that we're interacting with was made, fashioned, shaped, and formed, put in place and purpose by the word of God. And you have to understand what separates our God from other gods, what separates our Lord from other lords, what separates our King from other kings is the fact that we serve a God of creatorial power.
Wow.
See, you can worship Buddha all day long, but Buddha can't produce nothing for you.
That's right.
You can worship Confucius all day long, but Confucius can't produce nothing for you.
No,
you can bow to your golden image all day and God bless you and all night. But see, that golden image, I want you to know that I serve the God that made the gold.
Wow.
I serve the God. Can I take my time tonight? I'm going to get y'all out of the hour, don't worry. But I serve the God that made the gold. You have to understand that what separates your God from other gods is the fact that your God has creatorial power. He has the power to step into nothing and cause it to be something. He has the ability to speak something and it become, even if it had no foundation before his mouth opened. If it had no foundation, if it had no substance, anybody can add to something. Anybody can polish something up. Anybody can embellish something. But God doesn't have to embellish. He doesn't have to add to it. He doesn't have to polish. He steps into nothing and creates something. He steps into what was not, what never has been, and without him, what never would be. That's why the Bible said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And by him was everything made, and without him was nothing made that was made. Because you have to understand that God is the God of creatorial power. He can step into darkness and cause there to be light before the earth knew what light was. That's why the Bible said that darkness did not comprehend the light. It didn't understand what light was until God stepped on the scene and created it. And so that's why when you walk in real faith, when you walk in real faith, sleep prophet, when you walk in real faith, you have to understand that you cannot be swayed or swindled, overwhelmed or overtaken by anything here in this natural area, in this natural terra firma, on this natural level, in this natural realm, because the fact that you serve a creatorial God, which means that what doesn't exist now can exist by the time he's finished. It means what doesn't exist now can exist by the time he's finished. So God told me I was going to work in this building. It may not be a position available for me right now, but by the time God gets finished, a position will be created. I can't hear nobody for me to assume the position, because that's what God promised. And God told me I was going to live in that neighborhood. It may not be a house built over there for me yet, but by the time I get through praying, and by the time God gets through, thank you, baby, by the time God gets through creating, it's going to be a house right there with a nice picket fence, because God told me I was going to be there. Oh, y'all understand, if I come to the car lot and God told me I was going to have a certain car, and you tell me we don't have it on this lot, you're going to have it in 3 weeks, because God told me it was going to be here, and I serve the God of creatorial power. I serve the God that can make a way where there is no way. I told the church 3 weeks ago, you have to understand, real faith will cause you to believe and rely on and depend on the fact that God is a way maker. I drive a Nissan Pathfinder, but God is not a pathfinder. He doesn't need to find a path that's already great. He's a way maker. When there is no way, when there is no path, when there is no crevice, when there is no alley, when there is no map, when there are no directions, when there is no crack, no crevice, or no mouse hole, I told you God will step into nothing. He'll walk through the wall if he has to and pull you right through it. You can sit on the other side of brick trying to figure out how you came out, but all you got to know is he's a way maker. When there is when there is no way, he creates a way. When there is no open door, he makes a door. And if he don't feel like wasting wood on the door, he'll walk through the wall. But however he decides to move, he'll move. However he decides to operate, he'll operate. However he decides to function, he'll function. He is a way maker. And that's what you have to know about God. That's what real faith will cause you to understand. That's why real faith is not swayed by your back being up against the wall. That's why real faith is not swayed by one or two no's from somebody. Real faith says there's a way in here somewhere. Kathy Hughes, the director, the owner of TV One and Radio One, I remember she was telling her story, and she said that she had gone to something crazy like 79 banks to get a loan to start her radio company, and 79 people told her no. And I began to wonder what made you go to the 80th bank. But that right there is real faith that says in the midst of 79 no's, I'm going to Google where bank number 80 is. If I got to pay toll to get to bank 80, I'm going. If I got to drive across state lines to get to bank 80, I'm going. If I got to rewrite my proposal and tweak some words around, I'm going to find my yes. Because there's a yes in here somewhere. Faith always locates your yes.
Wow.
And I say that, I said faith always locates your yes. That's why faith is not swindled by no. You might have rejected me, but God didn't reject me. That's why Romans 8:31 comes to us and grants us this much intelligence. If God be for me, who can be against me? And if God is before me, it don't matter what comes after me. It don't matter what comes against me. It don't matter what comes upon me. But if God is before me, that means what you rejected, God will accept. What you demoted, God will promote. What you cast aside, God will put up. You have to understand the type of God that you serve, and you can't be swayed or taken off guard. You can't be befuddled or dismayed. You cannot be forlorn or overtaken by anything stacked against you, because there is nothing impossible to God. There's nothing that he cannot create. There's nothing that he cannot move. There's nothing that he cannot shift. If God wanted to move this table right now, he could, just to blow your mind. There's nothing that God cannot move.
Wow, that's good.
He said, son, if I created it, I can move it. And so it is that understanding tonight that we come into understanding where we are in verse 6, talking about real faith. The Lord also told us last week that you move him by his word. The Bible said in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. I asked the Lord, how do we move you? He said, you move me by my word, because where you declare my word, I have to take my identity to marry my word, because I refuse to accept being separated from my word. And so if he is in heaven and you dispatch his word on earth, he's not going to be separated from his word. So wherever his word goes, he soon follows. You cannot be weary in declaring the word of the Lord. It is the word of the Lord that has power. It's the word of the Lord that gives life. It's the word of the Lord that commands God and moves him. And you have to be fervent in that thing. You have to be sure in that thing. His word is a firm foundation. The grass does wither and the flower does fade, but the word of the Lord shall stand forever. And you cannot declare something eternal having a temporal faith.
Wow.
That's good. I said twice.
That was it.
I said you cannot declare something eternal while having a temporal faith. If you're going to make eternal declarations, which is his word, you have to have eternal faith. What is eternal faith? Eternal faith is faith that is not disappointed by time. Because eternal faith understands that it is in control of time.
My Lord. Wow.
So, verse number 6 says, but without faith, was that enough review for y'all? But without faith, it is impossible to please and be satisfactory to God. For whoever would come near to God must necessarily believe that God exists, and that he is the rewarder of those who earnestly and diligently seek him out. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. I heard it said the other night by great Bishop T.D. Jakes. He said, righteousness apart from faith will not move God.
Wow.
And see, there are some people who think that they please God because of how they live, and because they have deduced within their own thinking that they live holy. But holy living without the ability to believe God does not please God, because he said without faith it is impossible to please me. And we have raised up a body of believers that thinks that they please God with their vestments, and that they please God with the vehicles that they drive, and the houses in which they abide, and their gifts and their callings and their talents. But God said, no sir and no ma'am, if you don't have faith, I am not pleased. This faithless generation is what repeats the heart of God. This faithless generation is what turns the stomach of God. He says, I died for you. You have to understand, I came to the earth, came down through an untouched virgin named Mary, came down through 42 generations, lived on the earth 33 and a half years, went to the cross and died, went down to hell, grabbed the keys to death, hell, and the grave, got up, resurrected, ripped the veil, went to heaven for people who won't believe me.
Wow.
How insulting is it for someone to have done all of that and you don't believe so much as what they say?
Wow. Wow.
Because you have to understand, everything that you believe by faith, and everything you declare by faith, and everything you declare by his word is merely believing what God says. And so you have someone who laid down their life and got it back up for you, and you don't believe what they say.
Jesus.
Listen, I haven't died for my wife. I would, but I haven't. But the fact that I put a diamond and gold on her head, baby girl gonna believe what I say. And I'd be John Brown if I die, lay my life down, and then resurrect it for somebody who doesn't even believe what I say. God said that's how displeasing it is to me. That's how much of a displeasure it is to me. When you do not have faith, you're saying there's something about me that has given you pause in believing what I've declared. There's something about me that has given you pause in believing and accepting what I said it would be. If I spoke it, it's got to come to pass. When have I said it and not done it? When have I spoken and not made it good? Anything I say, saith God, comes to pass. Anything I have, you have access to. And if you have access to it, baby, that means you can possess it. And you got to believe that you can. That's why he said, for I am a rewarder for those who diligently seek me. The Lord said there are certain places in me that you will not get access to unless you look for it.
Wow.
Now I'm going to come challenge you tonight. That's what I'm here for tonight. The challenged faith. I want to challenge you tonight. What is the challenged faith? The challenged faith is to understand when God says something as bold as there's something in me that I'm not going to show you willingly.
Wow.
I'll reward those, so said the word, who diligently seek after me. Which means what? It doesn't mean that there's a scarcity for the reward.
Right.
It just means there's a lack in the people who are willing to search me out.
Exactly. That's it.
And so God said what that means is that there are certain levels in me and certain things I have for you, but I'm not going to show you voluntarily. I'm not just opening up my robe and exposing myself, but I want someone who desires my intimacy, and that's when I reveal to you. I want someone who desires to know what's wrapped up in me. I want someone who desires the revelation of the word. I want someone who desires to know what their destiny is. When is the last time you sought God out just to figure out how he wants you to operate in this season? He said, that's what I'm doing. I can reward you if you look for me. The reason you get frustrated, and the reason you get confused, and the reason you deal with chaos, and the reason you get lost, and the reason your life goes in cycles and circles is because you have not sought God for how he wants you to operate. You've not sought him for where is the open door now. I know what the open door was in 2010, but you ain't prayed to me since then. I've got new direction to show you. I've got new revelation to expose. I've got new paths to open. I've got new ways to make. I've got increase for you. I've got better for you. But you won't know where to find it until you find it in me. And so he said, there's something in me that you'll never see unless you come looking for it.
That's good.
There's something about you that you never know unless you come looking for it in me.
My
Your identity is in me. Your direction is in me. Your hope is in me. Your faith is in me. Your substance and sustenance is in me. But I'm looking for somebody who's committed to the process of finding it.
Come on.
Wow.
And real faith is a process.
That's it.
Wow.
You talking good.
Real faith is a decision and a process. How? For whoever would come to me must believe that I am. There's a decision. You have to believe that he is. Then he says, and that I am a rewarder to those who diligently seek after me. There's your process. So real faith is a decision and a process that has nothing to do with what you see right now.
Right.
Real faith is a decision and a process. The decision alone doesn't find him.
Wow.
That's why he said faith without works is dead. The decision alone doesn't find him.
Right.
Well, I wish I could get into doctrine tonight, but I won't. The decision alone doesn't find him. But he said there's a process after the decision.
All right.
That gets you in touch with me.
Okay.
That gets you in touch with what I have for you.
All right.
But I'm looking for somebody who's committed to the process of finding me out.
Talk good. Talk good.
I know there's a saying, cardinal saying that says you'll find what you're looking for. You know, we often tell it to people who are investigating certain stuff, or maybe an insecure girl looking through her boy's phone or something. You say, if you keep looking, you're going to find it. You're going to find what you're looking for. Well, I'm going to tell you that in the spirit. If you keep looking for it, you're going to find it. You keep looking for it in God, you're going to find it. I don't have no answers. Keep looking for it. I don't have the revelation. Keep looking for it. I don't have my way out yet. Keep looking for it. And if you keep looking for it, you're going to find it. But God said, I need somebody who's committed to the process of looking for it. I'm a rewarder to those who diligently seek me out. Which means you have to accept before you start the process that this may not be a quick turnaround. This may not always happen overnight. But I want somebody who shows enough tenacity to stand in the face of doubt, to stand in the face of unbelief, to stand in the face of uncertainty and make a conscious decision to find me.
Wow. Wow. A conscious decision.
He said, I'm looking for somebody who's committed to the process of seeking me out. And so I want to move on down now, because this is where I really am about to get lost in the scripture. And I just have to get here tonight because I have to make sure I give y'all this before we go. And I want to move down to verse 8. And I want to spend the rest of the evening talking about Abraham and Sarah. Because Abraham and Sarah both have separate and jointly, they have a marvelous and miraculous journey of faith that I believe is going to produce something in you tonight. Verse number 8 said, urged on by faith, Abraham, when he was called, obeyed God and went forth to a place which he was destined to receive as an inheritance. And he went, although he did not know or trouble his mind about where he was to go. It says Abraham was called and left and obeyed God to seek out a certain land. For my Bible scholars, you already know that in the book of Genesis, the Lord gave Abraham one command. He said, if you forsake the land of thy kindred, I will establish you. And so that showed me, and the Bible said that he did that by faith, which means real faith does not happen in familiar territory.
All right.
Real faith does not happen in familiar. Y'all have to forgive me if I don't holler too much today, but I want you to get this. Real faith does not happen in familiar territory.
God. My Lord.
If it looks too familiar to you, it doesn't require you to engage your faith.
Right.
My Lord.
That's it. That's right.
If it's too comfortable for you, it doesn't require you to exercise your faith. Because real exercise requires discomfort.
My God.
Yeah, I can recall I was at the gym one time and I said, I'm going to go work out. And I got on there on that little treadmill and I was what I was really trying to do was read a book. And I was trying to read the book on the treadmill. And so to be running at that speed, it was too much to try to read the book and run at that speed. So I slowed the treadmill all the way down so I could hold the book and read it peaceably. Well, I had done that for some time and ain't lost no weight.
I ain't lost no weight.
And so my daddy said, aren't you exercising? I said, yes. He said, what are you doing? I said, I go to the gym, I get on the treadmill, and then I walk and read the book. He said, read the book? I said, yeah. He said, how long are you walking? I said, like about an hour. He said, how fast? I said, it's on like, one. He said, do you even sweat? I said, barely, not really. He said, no, you haven't exercised because real exercise is going to require you to be uncomfortable. Real exercise is going to require you to have some pain. Real exercise means you can't multitask right now. You can't have diverted attention. You can't have divided attention. But real exercise requires you to be focused on what you are working in the moment. If you're working that muscle in the moment, you've got to be focused on working that muscle. You can't be texting at the same time. You can't read the book at the same time. All them TVs and Planet Fitness are beautiful, but you can't watch all of them at the same time you're working out, because real exercise that will produce results requires you to be focused on what you are working. And so God said real faith that will produce results is going to require you to be uncomfortable. It's going to require you to agonize in pain. It's going to require you to holler sometime. It's going to require you to break a sweat and focus your energy on what you're trying to produce. Which means if you don't add up to what I'm trying to produce, I can't focus on you right now. Real faith doesn't have room for distractions. I told y'all before, real faith doesn't leave room for a backup plan. Backup plans are man-made. I never saw God in the Word make a backup plan. He never said, I'll let there be light. But if there's no light, I'll call Thomas Edison and make a light bulb. He never said it. He never caused a backup plan. He never said, Moses, go stretch out your rod over the Red Sea and watch me part the water. But if not, Titanic is going to be your portion. He never made a boat to back Moses up. He never made a light bulb to create light in the earth. He said, no, what I'm going to produce, I don't have time for backup. I don't have time for distraction. I don't have time to be multitasking. I got to keep my attention focused on what I'm trying to produce. Thank you. So real faith requires you to forsake the area of your familiarity.
Forsake the area of familiarity.
Talk to us.
If you're used to this place, it doesn't require your faith.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
You talking to me, sir,
It really doesn't.
tonight.
If you're used to this pressure, it doesn't require your faith.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Faith requires some stress.
Some stress.
If you're used to this level, it don't require your faith.
My Lord.
If you used to get your 10 hours of sleep every night, that's not moving your faith, because real faith makes you put about 4 of them hours in prayer and call the other 6 on another night, because I gotta move some stuff around, because I'm trying to exercise my faith.
Yes. Come on.
Trying to produce something. And so Abraham had to leave the land of his kindred. Watch this. It said to go to a place that he was destined to receive as an inheritance.
Yes.
As an inheritance.
Thank you, Loria.
My Lord.
I said, God, if it was his inheritance, that means it was rightfully owed to him. If it was his destiny, that means he was entitled to it. So why did you require him to go through this process? And God said there are some things that are already written in your destiny, but I'm not authorized to release it until you journey to believe me for it. It's not that it doesn't belong to you. It's that you don't believe me on this level yet. So it's illegal for me to operate with this intensity if you can't handle it yet.
I got you.
God is not a God that violates you.
Yeah.
He is a God of free will and choice.
That's right.
And so if you have not believed me on this level yet, I'm not going to give you more than you can handle. It's not that it's not yours. So you can stop saying what the devil stole you're going to take back, because the devil don't got it, I do. You just don't believe me for it yet.
Well, there we go.
Boom.
He said it's not that it's not yours. It's your inheritance. It's your destiny. I chose it for you. But I'm waiting for you to come to this level of belief yet.
Increase our belief, Father.
You're not here yet. You're still believing me for 1-bedroom apartments, and I got you a 5-bedroom house.
Right.
Too low.
Right. Too low.
You believe in me.
Too low.
You believe in me to be somebody's receptionist.
Come on. I'm over it.
And I'm telling you, I got a business in you. I just want you to believe me for it. And it could be a business to train other receptionists. Y'all not going to hear me, but it's a business in you.
Yeah. Come on.
But you got to believe me on this level.
Yeah. You talking and you know it.
So he said, and so that thing perplexed me, because I said, okay, God, I wonder how often we spend blaming the devil for stuff you have. Blaming the devil for stuff God has, but you haven't given him permission to release. Because you keep commanding it from Satan, and God said it's in my hand.
My goodness. The devil don't got it.
But I want you to bring your faith up to this level to receive it.
Yeah.
Am I teaching today?
Yes, Lord.
I'm not hollering quite yet like I normally would, but I'm going to get there. But I just want you to understand that there's some stuff that God has that he said you're entitled to. Your name already on it. That's why, thank you, Lord. That's why verse 1 said faith is the title deed to it.
The title deed, yeah.
That means your name already on it. But see, real faith will get the deed in your hand. When you can have a title to a car that has a lien holder on it. That means it's yours, but somebody else still has an interest on it. But there's something called a free and clear title.
Yes.
Which means that you have already gone through the process of claiming that thing wholly yours. And God said real faith takes the lien holder off of your stuff.
Yeah.
Real faith takes the lien holder off of your stuff. Real faith takes somebody else's hands out of your business.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get off of my stuff.
And so the Bible said that he journeyed to receive his destined inheritance.
Destined.
Although he did not know or trouble his mind as to where he was to go.
Don't trouble your mind.
I said, trouble your mind. God said, yes, because faith and anxiety cannot coexist.
Well, there goes my anxiety.
Faith and anxiety cannot coexist.
Can't go together. Can't have faith.
I have, let me make this relatable. I have 2 brothers. I love both of them dearly. I die for either one of them. I have one of them who steals.
My Lord.
I love him. I do. I love him right now. If you're watching, I love you. But he steals. And I'm very serious. He steals. No, I'm very serious. He steals. And so the night before my wedding, all of my groomsmen stayed in one hotel room. He asked, could he stay? I said, no, sir. You can come play the games. You can come hang out. You can come participate in all the activities. But when the lights go out and we go to sleep, go across the hall to your room. Because I'm not going to wake up and that ring is missing. And the suits are missing. And the wallet is gone. And my money is gone. Because he steals. He gives me anxiety. So he and I cannot coexist. Because I'm faith. Faith and anxiety cannot coexist. He will trouble my mind. So what? Before I leave, baby, you got to go. Before anxiety can have this room, faith is going to have this room. Because faith paid for it. I said faith paid for it. And so before I let the one who financed it leave, I'm going to let the one that gives my mind trouble go out the
trouble.
Let it go. Yes. Make it plain.
If I pay for the room,
That blessed me.
I'm not going to sit in a room I paid for at the Gaylord International Resort and can't sleep because I got anxiety because of you. You got to get out of my room. And so what am I saying? If God promised you something and your faith is about to birth it out, you better not give up your room for doubt and fear and anxiety and insecurity and uncertainty. No. My faith birthed this out. My faith paid for it. Before I leave, baby, you gotta go.
Come on.
Before I leave,
Come on.
you got to go.
Jesus. That's good.
You can close
That's
the book
good.
right
Yeah.
Before I take my faith out the picture, before I take my faith off the stage, before I take my faith behind the curtain, baby, I'm kicking anxiety out, I'm kicking doubt out, I'm kicking fear out, I'm kicking depression out, I'm kicking uncertainty out, because I'm not going to stay somewhere that I paid to rest my mind, and I can't rest because of your terror, I can't rest because you haunted me, I can't rest because you're in my room. This is my area to enjoy the fruit of my labor, and I can inherit my destiny. If you hovering over my shoulder, you gotta get out of here.
Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Got to go. Jesus, have mercy.
Real faith doesn't leave room for anxiety.
Yeah.
You can't stay in my room.
Yeah.
There's no room in here for you. Now you have to sleep on that bed. No, you can't stay in my
all the
room.
way out.
You got to go.
Anything I got keys to, you can't have access to. Anything I got anything I got keys to, you can't have access to. Because everything that my key opens, I paid for.
I paid for it.
Right? Come on.
I paid for this.
Help us.
I'd be a fool to let you rob me with my eyes open.
Come on, sir. Jesus.
Real faith.
Jesus.
Doesn't leave room for doubt.
I got it.
Like the thank you, Pastor. Like the Shunammite woman. When you are the biggest link goodbye. Like the Shunammite woman after her son died. And she was on the way. Her son had just died. She was on the way to go see Prophet
Come on,
Elijah.
tell the story.
And Gehazi said, well, what's wrong? She said, nothing, all is well.
Yeah.
Why? Well, because she was walking by faith at the time. She didn't have room for anxiety. She couldn't say, just pray my strength. You know, I'm really fighting right now to believe God. You know, just pray my strength. I'm trying to birth this thing out, and I'm just hoping that I can get back to the prophet and get a word. So I'm just really trying right now. No. She said, no, all is well. All is well. Why? Because she didn't have time. She didn't give any room for anxiety. She said, I'm taking myself back to the word.
Yeah.
The prophet said, I'm going to have a child. I refused to accept that I was going to birth the child to die. So I'm taking my faith back to the word that released the declaration. And there's no room for anxiety when you're in the face of the word.
Woo!
Lord.
Gotta get y'all out of here. Bible said, can y'all give me 10 minutes? It's 7:55, just give me 10 minutes. So let me come out of Abraham because I could get lost right there. I want to give you Sarah in verse 11. Bible said, because of faith, also Sarah herself received physical power to conceive a child, even when she was long past the age for it, because she considered God, who had given her the promise to be reliable and trustworthy and true to his word. Because of faith, Sarah also received physical power. I was looking, and the King James Version says, because of faith, Sarah herself received strength. That was cute, but the Amplified said, because of faith, Sarah received physical power. Faith is a spiritual transaction. But it said because of her transaction in the realm of the spirit, it produced power in the realm of the physical. Yeah. And God said real faith will produce in other realms. Which means what you handle in the spirit, God can manifest in the physical. What you handle in the spirit, real faith will give you mental power. Yeah. Thank you. Real faith will give you mental power. Real faith will download intelligence to you supernaturally. Real faith will teach you God's wisdom. And my father said God's wisdom is God's strategy.
Yeah. Wow. That's it. That's right.
When you operate in real faith, it produces in other realms. Real faith will give you power over your emotions.
Yeah.
Real faith will give you power over your emotions. Real faith will cause you to stop being so unstable. Real faith will cause you to stop being bipolar. Real faith will cause you to stop being so wishy-washy, back and forth, tossed to and fro, between two opinions. No. Because real faith will anchor you in a place of solidarity. Real faith will call and control your emotions. Real faith is not revealed to the senses, but what your senses cannot see, they can still be controlled by.
Amen. That's the truth.
Real faith, that's so good, is not revealed to the senses. Means your senses, your emotions cannot see faith. But what it can't see can still control it. So my faith wasn't revealed to my emotions, but my faith will control my emotions.
Wow.
My faith wasn't revealed to my senses, but my senses gonna come subject to what my faith sees before I let my faith go subject to what my senses interact with. That's why he said, I'll keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on me. If you keep handling this in the spirit, I'll deal with the mind. I'll deal with the mental turmoil. I'll deal with what you see. I'll deal with what you hear. I'll deal with what you touch. But you got to handle this transaction in the spirit. You can't fight the battle in another realm, but faith will produce victory in another realm.
Wow.
You got to fight it in the spirit, but you can win in the natural. You can fight in the spirit and win in the natural. You can fight in the spirit and win in the natural. Real faith will let you get done wrong and keep your mouth shut. Real faith will make somebody come back so convicted and apologize to you, and you never made them feel guilty for what they did. Because you can fight in the spirit and get results in the natural. I can pray until you get convicted.
Jesus.
You all right?
Real faith will fight in the spirit and produce in the natural. I can believe God until my credit score goes up by way of a miracle. I can believe God until student loans disappear in the natural.
I'm a believer.
I can believe God until Experience, Equifax, and TransUnion all come subject to the hand of God. Real faith will produce in the natural.
We're going to believe God together.
Bible said she received physical power to conceive a child. After, when she was long past the age for it. Bible said because she considered God.
Considered him.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Doctor. I just love you. She considered God. Father. Consider is not even a definitive word. Consider leaves room for there to be ambiguity. Consider is not even always to be fully persuaded. Just means to give enough room for it to be true. And as I began to sit there, and I said, God, I'm teaching on the solidarity of faith. But he said, but no, don't leave the babies out. Because sometimes I can manifest if you just leave me a little room. Consider me. That's when he took me back to Romans, where the Bible said, if God be for me. If is not a definitive word. If is a probable word. If says could be not. Sure. You want to go to dinner? Sure. If I'm not tired. Means I might go and I may not. It leaves room for it to go either way. And God said right there is so profound, because I don't want you to be discouraged in this journey to producing mature faith. God says I will still manifest where your faith is at the moment. God said if you give me enough faith to consider me, give me enough faith for an if, I can manifest more in your if. I can manifest more in your consideration of me than I ever could in your doubts. Just give me a moment. Give me a little bit of room to be God.
That's good.
Give me a little room to be him.
Give me a little room to be God. Now this is the crux of the biscuit right here. The Bible said that Abraham and Sarah had conceived this child. As I look back in the book of Genesis, I began to realize that Abraham and Sarah had received the prophecy about having the child about 10 chapters before they had conceived the child.
Right.
It was about 10 chapters that when the angel appeared to Abraham and Sarah, then 10 chapters later, they conceived the child. So I began to look historically, and people of those times, they weren't as perverse as we are now, or selfish as we are now. They didn't, we got kids, okay, we got a baby. They didn't come together. They didn't touch and agree. Y'all got me? Grown folks. They didn't sow and reap. Unless they intended to have a child.
Right. Know each other. Come on.
They did not come to know, as the Bible said.
Come on.
Yes. They didn't come to know each other unless they intended to conceive a child. And so when Abraham and Sarah received the prophecy or received the word from the angel, the Bible records, y'all know what happened. The Bible records that they laughed because they did not believe that they could conceive a child. They laughed because they didn't believe they could conceive the child. But for 10 chapters, they kept knowing one another, and you didn't know one another unless you intended to conceive a child. And so I said, God, why did they do that? He said, that, my son, is real faith. I said, what is real faith? He said, real faith causes your actions to keep performing, although your emotions lost the battle a long time ago. Thank you, baby. Real faith causes your actions to keep performing, although your emotions counted it as done 10 chapters ago. You thought you lost the battle 2007. You thought you lost it 10 years ago, but you kept performing. Real faith is what makes you get out of bed every morning, knowing you ain't got no money, knowing the promises of God haven't come through yet, knowing you and your husband still arguing, but you keep going back and working on it. You keep getting up and going to work. You keep producing that vision. You keep working your business. You ain't got a grant yet. You can't quit your day job yet, but you're still working it. Because real faith says, although I don't see it, and a part of me is wrestling with believing it, my actions received it. My spirit received the assignment. My emotions gave up 10 years ago. My emotions threw the towel in, but my spirit grabbed it back and said, get back in the bed. You got a baby to make. My age said I couldn't. My circumstances said I wouldn't. The statistics said I shouldn't. But my faith said, get back in the bed. You got a baby to make. It don't matter what look like it's dead. Your faith will keep it alive. children, but her faith kept her performing, and her faith kept her power to produce a lie.
Wow. God, have mercy. Jesus, have mercy.
Real faith fights the battles your emotions lose.
Yeah, Lord. Wow. Jesus.
Real faith fights the battles that your facts lose.
Facts. Facts change.
It can be fact and not be my truth.
Yeah. Jesus.
My Lord.
Real faith keeps it alive in the midst of opposition. A year ago, I was working for State Farm Insurance Company, and I'm studying, finishing my degree in English to go into the field of education. A year ago, I was working for State Farm Insurance, and the Lord said He was going to open the door for me to get into education. So I believed God for that open door. Went to bed one night, had a dream. The Lord showed me a number. He said, they're going to pay you this much. I said, okay. Well, a year ago, I got the job in education. Believed God for it, danced on it, came on through, right? Got the job in education, resigned from my position in insurance, accepted the job in education, and they told me, they said, Mr. Gilmer, this is what we're going to pay you. It was the number I dreamed. I came home, I told Rachel, I said, girl, listen, I'm a prophet today. They told me they're going to pay me this much. The Lord showed me last night they was going to pay me this much. I already told her that number, so she knew I wasn't making it up after the fact. She said, oh my God, oh my God. I accepted the position, signed the paper, quit the next job, quit the last job, went on into that position. Was in that position for a couple weeks. They called me from HR, and they said, oh my God, our liaison made a mistake and read you your salary from the wrong scale. So actually, your pay is going to be this amount. And so it ended up, y'all, being a pay cut from the position I had already quit. So I said, okay, God, I've already left this position. I had already accepted this. You told me I was going to make this much money. But they just took my salary all the way down. I said, God, this ain't going to work. A year ago, He said, trust me. I said, okay, God. So my wife and I moved some things around. Thank you, dear. We kind of replanned, restructured some things. And a few months, I robbed Peter to pay Paul. And robbed Jack to pay Peter. Robbed Sue to pay Jack, robbed Alice to pay Sue, and ran from all of them at the same time. But my faith kept that number alive. And every 2 weeks, I looked at that pay, and I said, this is not what God said. But for the last year, I've been keeping that number alive. And so today, I went from being the secretary in one of the middle schools in the county to being promoted to the office of the deputy superintendent of the entire county. And I'm making $4,000 above what the number I first saw. What am I trying to tell you? Faith will keep something alive. Although what you see on a daily basis counteracts everything God said. I worked the same position for an entire year. And every 2 weeks I was reminded you're not living in what God said. But God spoke to my spirit and said, keep on going to work. You said, don't you apply nowhere else. You said, you stay right here. Because when I come back to produce what I told you, I'm going to produce it right here. And you got to be where I put you. And they called me today and said, do you accept the position? Or do you need time to think about it? I said, I've been thinking about it for the last year. Sign my name on the paper. Because my faith kept it open. My conditions closed it up. My salary closed it up. My payment arrangements closed it up. But my faith said, this is your inheritance. My faith fought the battle my emotion lost. fought the battle. My emotion lost. Every 2 weeks I was reminded, you ain't in what God said. Every 2 weeks I was reminded, you believed him and it failed you. And every 2 weeks I had to remind that devil, he ain't failed. It just ain't revealed yet.
Not revealed.
In him, there is
No failure.
That means if I gotta take a detour, I'm still gonna get what God promised. If I gotta go the long way, I'm gonna get what God promised. I don't see it right now, but I'm gonna get what God promised. I'm gonna tithe off of the pay cut until I get what God promised. I'm gonna get what he promised because he's a rewarder to those who diligently seek me.
Jesus.
Don't play with God's people. I told you for the next 6 months. I said it 3 weeks ago. For the next 6 months, the Lord is releasing new for his people. There's increase. There's better. There's new. And if that's you, I want you to stand up in this building, lift your hands and receive that tonight. I wonder if you can love on God tonight for what hasn't been revealed to you yet. I wonder if you can open up your mouth and worship him just for a moment for what hasn't been revealed to your senses yet. I wonder if you can believe God for what you don't see right now. I wonder if your faith can keep fighting this battle. Your emotions lost a long time ago. I wonder, can you open your mouth and magnify him until he gives you a revelation that you can't fathom in your natural man. But I want you to pray, and I want you to worship, and I want you to open up your mouth and adore him until he shows you something that you got to go in your spirit man to receive. Until he shows you something you got to go in your spirit to accept. Come on. Open up your mouth. Open up your mouth and worship him because he's the creatorial God. He'll create a way for you today. He'll make a way for you today. He'll create your way out. He'll create your open door. He'll create your increase. He'll create your debt cancellation. He'll create it for you tonight. Will you believe him tonight for what you can't see in the natural? You're still arguing at home, but believe God that he'll reconcile it. You're still fighting, but believe God that he'll reconcile it. Your child is still out there, but believe God that he'll call them back home. You're still trying to make ends meet, but believe God he'll make them to overlap. Where are my believers tonight? We bless you tonight. We love you tonight. We love you tonight. We believe you tonight. We consider you tonight. Consider him. Consider him. Consider him. Consider him. Consider him. Consider him. Leave him room to be God. He's so faithful. 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 There's a divine release coming to the believer. There's a divine release coming to the believer. What's owed to you is coming to you, saith God. What's owed to you is coming to you, saith God. Is that all floor? I don't want that on if I prophesy.